Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, Luca. Hello, Luca.
Morning.
Nice. Good
Hello.
morning. Hi. So I wanted to introduce myself and Caffè Pellicola. Welcome to Caffè Pellicola Live. I'm Laura Bianconcini, co-founder of Italian cinema blog caffèpellicola.com. Caffè Pellicola Live is a monthly series exploring Italian cinema's past, present, and future. The program includes live online interviews with filmmakers, festivals, artistic directors, Italian studies, cinema scholars. This is an hangout series and is an extension of caffèpellicola.com, which is a blog that was founded by myself and Shlomi Ron back in 2006 as one of the first online communities dedicated to celebrate fine Italian cinema for an English-speaking audience around the world. So we're very happy to have you here. Our guest today is Italian documentarist Luca Vullo, and I want to introduce with a few words his background. Luca Vullo is a versatile artist with a penchant for filmmaking and audiovisual art. His movies reveal a great sensitivity towards social and anthropological issues. Luca recognizes the educational value of audiovisual art and has been successfully involved in media education for several years amidst a wide variety of settings, primary and secondary schools, non-profit associations, social cooperatives, correctional facilities, and rehab communities. Before we get started, I wanted to recap a few housekeeping rules. We start with a few questions that we have already received and then allocate time at the end for questions from our viewers. You can ask questions during the live broadcast using the Q&A panel on the right by clicking the green button. You can also tweet using #Caffè Pellicola Live. Okay, Shlomi, your first question to Luca, please.
So, hi, Luca. First of all, welcome again to our broadcast. We are super excited to have you. I know that you have a very unique background that our audience will be thrilled to hear about. So, if we start from the beginning, just if you kind of walk us through, your early start, how you initially become interested in cinema. If you could share some of your early memories growing up in Caltanissetta in Sicily. What drove your initial interest, the time, location, people that might influence you?
Yeah. Hello to everyone. I always loved to tell stories. I grew up in a land, Sicily, and where historically the people love to tell stories in a theatrical way. And is a style, like a style. Conta storia is the name of the people in Sicily during the history. Tell news and everywhere in the square, in the little communities, and there is a creative approach in this way. Then when I was young, I felt inside me a big energy, a big creativity, but I after many attempts, like in different fields, like in music or sports or other, I felt the cinema, and in this way I playing with many friends with a material camera to shoot different short movies. And I understood this is my way. This is my way to show myself, to show my ideas, to tell stories. Then after that, I think my family was very important this way because my father, my mother, my sister are very pushing me in this way to okay, to give me the energy, to give me the input. And I found that I found the university in Bologna is DAMS is the name, is a Department of Arts, Music and Theater and Cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And I sing in that. See, I tried to go in the university, and I really enjoyed, and it start my way, start my travel in the cinematographic world, you know. And this is my first approach in the cinema. But no, when I was young, when I was child, never I thought I want to become a movie director. It's not true. It's just when I was, I think, yeah, when I was 18 age old. Okay.
You decided to do that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now the second question comes very obvious. So it's very interesting that your early films celebrate the unique cultural aspects of your hometown Caltanissetta, and then there is the relation about the conta storia that you just said.
Yeah.
And then, though, afterwards, then your later films open to a broader window with focus on social anthropological themes, where time serves as a springboard to social education activities. So it brings to another stage. How do you describe this progress?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I think
yeah. Okay.
My sensibility is very touched from sociological and anthropological themes, and I think that when you observe the small communities, you can understand yourself, you can understand the world, and thanks to my capacities, my sensibility, and the many people met in my way, in my work. I had the opportunity to work in the schools, in the prisons, in the cooperative, social cooperative, and that touched me a lot, very strongly. And this is very important for myself and for my work, because I understood this is my personal growth depends from this experience. And I think when you born in a little town in the center of island in Sicily, in the Mediterranean, is very far from everywhere, but is a strange part of the world, because in this small island, all the cultures arrived in the historical in the history, and we can grow up with the mix of cultures. Then I can understand the Arab cultures, the Greeks cultures, the North European cultures, and the Spain, the French, and we have a lot of influences. And I think in this way, for me, when I tell story from Sicily, I tell story for universal thematic, not just from Sicily.
So this is the ground for you to expand to other aspects of the, let's say, anthropological outcomes. Okay.
Great. So, Luca, that brings us to another interesting questions. I know that your latest documentary is called La Voce del Corpo, which means the voice of the body, where it's a very unique topic and very accessible to, a lot of people talk about the Italian body language, how it's so expressive and its whole universe of its own. So can you describe your creative process, how you came about with this idea, and how it's kind of developed from there?
Yeah, I think usually the Sicily is known in the world just for mafia, you know, and this is a trouble for me because I think we have
For
many.
everybody, that's a trouble for any Italian.
Yeah, exactly. When you say I'm Italian, Italian, but when you say I'm Sicilian, oh,
It's even
Sicilian,
worse.
mafia, always, everywhere in the world. Okay, then for me it's a challenge. I want to explain in the world in other aspects, very positive aspects, very instructive aspects, interesting aspect of my culture, because I think we have all the people can see on the street when you are Italian, when two Italians are on the street and talking, you can see the magic use of the body to communicate, né? But usually the people don't understand what what is the meaning of the words, because it's just folklorism. It's a not folkloric way. It's not just movement. I think is a international code of communication. It's a no-verbal communication. Then is a magic skill from Sicily, from Italy, from South Italy in particular. We can communicate just with the body and no words, no verbal. Okay, and for me is a very interesting challenge because all the people can understand now. Then is very interesting language, and for me is a form of love of my island. Is my passion, is my country. Then I want to explain in the words the positive way of my culture, and we have a lot of things, a lot of aspects in our culture, very nice, very interesting for the people. Then, okay, the mafia is true. There is everywhere. It's not just in Sicily, but we have many things to tell and to teach, and this is what's happened for me with this work. Is a good research, because there are many people studied that, because when I start my research, for example, about that, there are, I don't know, Giuseppe Pitre, for example, or Tommaso Fazello. Many people studied this magic part of our culture, and it's not just my opinion. It's a clear, you can see, and I want to give you the instrument to learn and to read the code.
And just a quick follow-up question to this. Do you find that there is a universal Italian body language, or is it like Italian dialects? Every region has its own body language.
Yeah, I think there isn't a universal language in this way. If you think, for example, the deaf people, no?
Mm-hmm.
There is a sign language for every deaf people society in every country, and there is a universal sign language,
Mm-hmm.
international sign language, but it's not for all the people in the world. There are the part of the world that don't understand the language. Then I think is very strict connected with the dialect.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think if you have a look in the Italian community immigrants in USA or in Australia or in everywhere, the dialect is a very
Unique.
yes, exactly, and unique, and there is a connection with the body language. But when you stay in a new country where the body language is no elegant, is no normal to use in a public office or everywhere, you must change yourself. You must to cut the body language. But when you meet another people from Italy,
Mm-hmm.
you need to open your body, and to talk the dialect, to speak dialect, and use your hand a lot. But it's, because it's, I think it's natural, is a part of us. Is an you know what I mean? It's not just is a inside our blood.
So I guess you didn't wipe the camera, so we couldn't see your hands now.
Unfortunately, yeah, we need a green screen. Yeah.
So now having this, so we know that you've run some workshops about body language in London, correct?
Yeah, it's correct, but not just in London, everywhere, in Australia, in many countries.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, but particular reference to those in London, we are curious to know how these reserved British people, I mean, react or, you know, learn.
Okay, it's very funny.
I lived in London, so I know the type of people, so I'm curious.
Okay, obviously, the British people are, you know, is less physical, and when I start my workshop in the university, if you have an idea, just imagine, I start with a kiss and handshake for everyone, and you can imagine it's like a shock, total shock for all the people in the room. But it's for me it's a good way to break the ice, and just to start with another approach, usually not academic, but to use our style to salutare, ciao. Our hi is not just cool hi. Is not very still communication. It's a very physical communication. Then I need to touch you. I need to kiss you. I need to take a part of your intimity. You know what I mean? Because we are friends now. We are. I need your energy. I think this is a part of transmission of energy from the people. Then when I arrived in this context, you know, Cambridge or King's College, or it's very shocked my approach. But after that, you have a good opportunity to practice the body language, or the Italian body language, with me, because it's an interactive workshop. It's not just my frontal version, you know, lecture. It's not a normal lesson. Then I need to practice with the people, with the young people, and this is an opportunity to understand yourself in the first step, because I put you in the context. Then you must communicate just with the body, no use your voice. And imagine the British people without words. It's like what do you mean? What am I to do? Okay, then. For me, it's normal. We can communicate for one day without use the voice, but for the British people, it's impossible. And for me, it's very interesting to try to connect, to understand the different cultures. This is very important because it's social in this way. I can understand the British culture, and the British culture can understand my culture. Then it's a change. Is very interesting and very funny, you know, hilarious, because it's like a show. It's a show.
But I think this also would affect very much the perception of people, so they will remember this forever, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
It really impacts on the way to see communication now.
Yeah, exactly. But the important thing is, after the workshop, usually the people want to give me a hug to thank me, because it's an opportunity to learn another way of communicating. to communicate your emotion. This is important for me. We use the body to communicate the emotions in a very good way. I can't usually understand when in British person, I can't understand the emotion usually if I look just the face, but just in the tone of the voice, and that's it. But not in the body. This, if you think the Italian people when are angry or when are happy, when you can see totally clear in the face and in the body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very transparent. It's very clear. No, in this it's totally opposite in UK.
Interesting. And just a quick question: where your students actually apply this Italian body language outside the classroom?
Yeah, usually I organized the workshop not just in the university but in different association, Italian Cultural Institute or Dante Alighieri Association, or you know the lesson of Italian for other people, not just students in the university. You know, then courses of Italian language for per stranieri, and I think it's very. There are, for example, I received a request in Germany and in Norway to teach the body language for the group of people before the travel in Italy, just to have you know a training. Yeah, a training
about the culture.
Yeah, exactly, but are not.
It's a great idea, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I think it will become another job of mine.
That's very interesting. You know, my job is also to take Americans to Italy, so the cultural trip. So I never put this in my travel tips to Italy. So I'm going to refer to you from next time. Watch this video from Luca Vullo.
Yeah, I want to do. In fact, I want to do the video lesson for the teacher and for the people. It's like a personal coach, a personal course of body language for the people, and I'm working that, and it's very interesting for me. And there is fumetto anche. It's like a book with a
Well, you know, it's very interesting because I also taught Italian here at the Italian Culture Center and some UCSD. Anyway, so this part of the body language, teaching Italian to foreigners, this part of the body language is always, you know, you mentioned because you mentioned, huh? But it's very interesting that you were able to develop a real course, because it can be very, very interesting to, you know, to do this abroad a lot. But my question now quickly is also, have you ever done something like that in Italy itself?
Sorry, again?
Have you ever, I mean, presented a body language course in Italy for Italians?
No, at the moment, but I think there are many TV program in Italy very interested in my work, and but at the moment there is just a request from the university in Siena and Bologna to have to make a workshop for the students, foreigners, sorry. And yeah, but it's not the same. If I think that in the world at the moment I'm very busy, but not in Italy. You know what I mean? Okay, now starting just a little bit interest in my work now, but not before. After the explosion of my activity in the world, now there is a bit of interest. Yeah.
Good. Shlomi, your next question.
Yeah. So looking ahead, I know that Luca, you based in London, most of your work is done from there,
Yeah.
and I understand that your next project involves Italians immigrating to London. Can you tell us a little bit more about your next project?
Yeah, the next project is titled Influx, and is a documentary very important for me because it's about the contemporary migration of Italian people in London, in particular, and I think it's very massive. It's very dramatic immigration at the moment because it's not just normal immigration, but it's a very interesting in the sociological way, in the anthropological way. It's very interesting to understand the feel of Italy and the feel of Italians at the moment in this period of the history. And I think what's happened in London now, if I look just Italians, and why London is, for example, is another question for me, because London is the first town at the moment in the top 10, okay, for the immigrants. How are we Italians doing here, or searching, or looking for? I think it's a very interesting because it's a sort of self-analysis to understand ourselves, to understand it, my position. I'm migrant too at the moment. It's my story too, and all the people that worked with me in this project are in the same position. Are here to find the new opportunities and to live better. You know, it's not just to have a successful and success. I think it's just to live better and to follow your dream. And I think in Italy we have stopped the follow dreams. I think it's finished, and all the people stay still in this situation, or we have two positions: or stay and that's it, and okay, this is the reality and that's it, or you must to go. And now many people choose the second way. Then it's very important to understand Italy and to understand Italians people abroad. That's very important, and I think the good project is a synergy, is a challenge of this documentary, because it's a synergy between Italian institutions in London, the Consulate General, the Ambassador, and blah blah blah. The private sponsors and people help us with monies, private monies, because follow my idea, and many associations, Italian associations help us, and many people, young persons, help me in this project, because they are on board in the same boat, in the same. We are in the same situation. Yeah.
Because it's interesting, you kind of, on one hand, want to preserve your Italian cultural heritage, and on the other hand, you need to kind of figure out your way to blend in the UK or British environment in order to succeed. So it's kind of an interplay between your personal heritage and the challenges that you are facing where you are.
Yeah, the philosophy is made in London by Italians. This is my idea. We're talking about Italians in Italy, and we have just Italians people in work. And this is my idea, and we can self-autoanalyze ourselves.
Okay, this would be a very interesting project to see. When do you think to finish it? When can we see this?
I think in March is finished. Yeah. Now we are in the editing, work in progress, and we started with the Indiegogo campaign just to raising money to finish the project, and this is another collective form to create the project with all the people, and it's very nice and it's very strong project, I think, because we have a good footage, we have many interviews, and I think is a mirror of our situation at the moment.
Luca, I wish you lots of good luck. We're looking forward to see this project. But one last question I wanted to ask you is about your plans of coming. Now I say in the United States, because you have a travel plan all around the world. You just said, no? But you told me also that you are planning to come into the United States, I think in July, middle 2015, to California especially.
Yes, there is a project in California in the Mills University, Mills College, and I will come with Giovanna Taviani, is another colleague and teacher too, and we will go to my workshop is about the body language, of course, for the students, and we must to create a show for theater about the body language together, and I will do lessons about Pirandello and body language of Sicilian people. Then I will stay just I think 1 month or more.
Okay.
Yeah, in near San Francisco is near, and but before I'm sure I will come in New York and Detroit in February. Yes, in February with the screenings of my documentaries in different locations, and I want to do workshops open for free for all the people, and obviously I will inform you with more details about that. And I want to know you live, just to give you my hug, and you can see.
That would be very, very nice. So, okay, Luca, we thank you very, very much. We wish you a lot of good luck. We'll certainly be in touch for future projects, so
absolutely
future relations here in US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now,
probably, I would like to kind of spend a few minutes from a question that we received through Twitter from our audience.
Yeah.
If you remember, Café Pellicola Live is our hashtag, so we received a few questions. One of them is related to the documentary, The Voice of the Body. The question is, how did UK University got interested, and which programs do they include in your workshop?
Okay, the programs is different in different contests, in different audience. Then if our students of the department in the university and they follow a program to understand the side of culture in Italy, I have a special program for the students. If it is in, I don't know, in Italian Cultural Institute, it's different. Then I can manage the different programs in different contexts, usually, just to wear the right aim of the organizers in this way. Then usually I start with the stereotypes of Italian body language in the world, and then after the second step is what are the gestures in the world, then interaction with the other cultures, and the second after I want to analyze the practice with the people in the audience, just to understand the different approach in the body language from everywhere, and after I have the many steps to learn the Italian body language and practice with me, just to know and to have a look and to practice personally the body language. And but usually I can
customize
make customize. Yeah, I don't remember usually this word. You customize. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Great. Here's another question that we got from Twitter from Lucia. She's based in London, like yourself, and she has this interesting question. She's asking, do you see a relationship between using one's body to communicate in person and emoticons, like emoji, on digital communication? So those little pictures that people use in their smartphone to communicate.
Yeah.
So do you think maybe this is a new product for you? I don't know, just communicating with Italian body language.
Absolutely, I'm working that, and I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea because usually, if you think you can use a lot of signs, or Italian signs, to communicate a phrase, to communicate concept, to communicate every you want. Yeah, exactly, and it's more funny, and because if you have a look in my avatar, my image in the screen, I'm working in this way, just to have application or a book or every is helpful for the tourists, for all the other country to understand us, and to play in the new technology, to use in the new technology our gestures, Yeah, it's a good idea. Thank you, Laura. Is Laura or
Lucia?
Lucia.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Lucia. Follow me on Facebook, and you can see.
I love this idea. The last question from the audience, I'm just putting it up on the screen on the right side. This is more in general terms. Obviously you are a part of what we call an Italian cinema effort that's happening. So the question is, what do you think of Italian cinema state of affairs today? I know there are some challenges, some of the trends, strengths, weaknesses that you see.
Okay, the system in Italy to produce movie, I think, is you can imagine is no good at the moment. It's like for every fields in Italy, but I think there are many good directors, good ideas from Italy at the moment, because I'm sure when a country stay no good, the creativity grow up usually, and there are many young directors, many I have many colleagues, very interesting, very nice storyteller, and I think the problem is the same: money. Money is the first problem everywhere. But now the technology help us, like in the crowdfunding campaign. There are many opportunities to raise money, and I think there is a nouvelle vague of Italian productions at the moment, apart Sorrentino and Oscar and
big ones,
yeah, exactly. Apart of, I think there is young, interesting, and very very good stories become from Italy at the moment. Then it's no perfect good time to produce in Italy, but there is a lot of creativity and a lot of ideas.
Excellent. So I think we are very excited to really that you share with us some of your perspectives about your latest projects, and we'd like to thank you so much for your time today. And
can I show you just the T-shirt of my
sure,
of my
course.
of course.
because this is the T-shirt of my movie, and I think is
Oh,
God Save Italians, you know,
yeah.
and and I think is a okay, is a very funny style to promote ourselves in this way, in British, you know, in British way. Yeah, just to show you. Thank you very much for your opportunity, and
Yeah.
I
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thanks, Luca, and thank you, Laura, from San Diego. And we hope everybody had a great time today learning about Luca Vullo's work. And we're going to be posting this video replay on our blog, so you can definitely, rewatch it. And if you have any further questions, comments about this broadcast, feel free to tweet it using our Cafe Pellicola Live hashtag. And stay tuned for our next broadcast. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao.